This was one of the posters that we had on our wall as a kid. This is a replica, but this was one because we had the whole room wallpaper. It's one of my favorite ones. And as a kid, I would pose in front of the mirror like this, weighing like 120 pounds. This was one of my favorite episodes here. You ever seen this episode? This is, how you wake up sometimes and you think you have a plan for the day, and then something happens to alter your plans completely, no matter how bad it is or no matter how good, because even good is an inconvenience sometimes. And we all loved all the Rocky movies too, didn't we? Hey, just that pose, right? Looking out at the world there. You got to approach it with that attitude, right? Hey, I'm in it to win it. That's it. Not to be victimized, but I'm in it to win it. That's it. You got to approach everything like that. I'm here. I am Gideon Ray, and I am a jiu-jitsu professor here at Gladiador Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighing in at 185 pounds. Give it up for Gideon, the Gladiator Ray!
I've trained in Taekwondo, Judo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I fought professional Muay Thai kickboxing. I've been involved in the martial arts roughly since I was 9 years old until now. It's a lot of years.
He would like behind those kicks, though, I think. And Brendan's dropping for that double leg.
He could have an outside heel hook there.
He's got it, looks like.
He's hurt, but he's not.
That's it.
I first started competing in martial art tournaments when I was roughly about 10. Mainly Taekwondo tournaments, and back in the days, Taekwondo was a little bit rougher than it is now. I would say by the time I hit 15, I probably had well over 200 full contact competitions in Taekwondo. My fighter name, which was given to me, I didn't make up my own fight name. I think it was like my third or fourth fight in, and I've always liked all the old Gladiator movies, the Ben-Hurs, of course, Gladiator with Russell Crowe and Spartacus. And I've been watching Gladiator movies since, not that I wasn't born in the 60s, but a lot of movies from that time up in the current date. So I was coming out for my third fight, and I'm all geared up, ready to get busy in here. And I hear the announcer, he said, "Gideon, the Gladiator Ray!" And now we got coming out to the ring, Gideon, the Gladiator Ray. And so I look around at my entourage, and I look at my brother, and he goes, and then the name just stuck. The name stuck. It was the fight of the night, and that was it.
Ring announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the contestants for the first match of tonight's Ultimate Fighting Championship.
No hand wraps at all would be allowed. This is why the no holds barred, anything goes. So if you strike an elbow or a wrist or a shoulder, you might damage your wrist, and that could put you out.
MMA has definitely evolved from the NHB days. NHB stood for no holds barred. And I think the main difference is that at the time that we were using the acronym NHB, I think that the rules or the lack thereof was just really unclear to everyone involved, the competitors and the people watching. I think that NHB had less rules than MMA. I think that as the sport evolved to becoming called MMA, which acronym stands for Mixed Martial Arts, by this time it was getting more commission involvement, more rules, more things to make the sport appealing to the general public and make it seem not as barbaric as the NHB days. And even some of the American Tough Man stuff was also bare knuckle. But with the introduction of MMA, gloves were introduced, different rules, time limits, a scoring system. So it's changed a lot. It's evolved a lot. The most difficult part for having to fight for all of these organizations, a lot of it wasn't the organization at all. It was all of the side business and background noise that was the most difficult. Preparing for the fights, managing family life and family business, of course, paying bills and staying sound financially, because let's face it, the fact of the matter is that if you want to be good with anything, you're going to have to get involved with both feet. You can't have one foot in and one foot out. What made me stop competing and focusing more on my family, it was becoming too difficult to heal from all of these injuries, because face it, whether you won or lost, the after party was always at the ER. You get some injury that takes a couple months to heal, you know, a broken orbital socket, a cracked cheekbone, broken ribs or whatever, which was all just common injuries. What do you do in the healing process? Because at this time, we weren't making millions of dollars. Most of the fighters are not making millions of dollars now. What do? You know, the family suffers, you know, bills get behind. I took my last fight and decided that we needed to focus on opening up a business and squaring things away as a family. And then plus I was missing valuable time, you know, with my children, with my wife, and with my other family members. And, you know, these are precious times that you can never get back. Let's face one.
That's what I thought about it.
Face me. All right, good morning, everybody. Good to see you. Thank you, gentlemen. This environment here and this culture here are great. Is that when you look around these mats, you see everybody helping their, you know, their classmates instead of trying to be the big man on campus. I really appreciate that about you guys, man.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So, this situation can occur organically. I mean, enough of you have seen like real fights on the schoolyard and stuff like that. And the headlock is a very popular technique that people that don't know how to fight use. So, poke your leg on the way down. Yeah, don't let that knee fold. Don't let that foot fold under your butt. Oh, Lord. These guys scare me, man. You know, my first exposure to the martial world was uniform martial arts. And so, yeah, it was inevitable that I was going to open up a jiu-jitsu academy. Try this arm. This one's for you. All this pressure here. So I mean, just that alone. When did I open this academy? This academy has been open now for a little over 7 years. I ran gyms prior to this, but they were mainly fight gyms that only cater to competitors or fighters. I made a switch, after a few years for a couple of reasons. Number one, fighters don't pay. So do I consider myself a fighter or a martial artist? You know, this is a thought process that I've had since the beginning. I believe there is a difference, right? A fighter is only as good as his last fight. Being a martial artist is something that you can do for your entire life. You can't fight for your entire life. You know, eventually things give out. Another difference is that a martial artist believes, in the philosophy, believes in the culture, where it comes from, why it was created. There's a moral and ethical compass, you know, in most cases. And sometimes that's not always present in the fight world, and it's just a fact. I can say that because I've been on both sides of the fence, and plus I have a pass. I've always considered myself to be a martial artist. Dedicating myself 100% to my family has made me understand how important it is to be there, to influence, to work hard to make sure that your children have a moral and ethical compass. And I tell you, there's nothing that I won't do for my family to make sure that they get to the next level. I get up every day, I work 7 days a week, and now I'm not being selfish. My fight career, my fight history was all about me. I've given enough time to myself. Now it's time to give everything I have to them. Some advice that I would give people that's looking to get into martial arts and have their first experience, one of the most important things that you could do is be patient. Be patient. Don't set such super high expectations for yourself in the beginning, because it can be overwhelming, you know, understanding the techniques, especially if you don't have any experience. I would say take it easy on yourself, because a lot of times we're a lot harder on ourselves than anybody else could ever be. Cut yourself some slack, enjoy it for what it is, make it fun. You're not fighting for a cure for cancer or world peace or take it easy. It's the best advice. Take it easy, absorb all you can, make friends, enjoy the culture, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine.